Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will be talking about my top 10 gourmand fragrances. Before we get started, if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. If you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and activate that notification bell. And without further ado, let's jump right into this video. If you have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I love my gourmands. Gourmand fragrances are my favorite scent profile. Fragrances that I always gravitate towards. And I need a special occasion or an event to wear them. I will wear them any time of day. The first one I'm going to start with is Bon Couture by Viktor and Rolf. This is so good. This has notes of neroli, mandarin orange. There's caramel. There's blonde tobacco, loads of vanilla. And this is just a very delicious, sweet, sexy fragrance. I love that they put the tobacco note in this because I feel like it plays really well with the caramel and the vanilla. I love tobacco notes. This one is a very light, very inoffensive, barely there tobacco note. And I love wearing this in the cold weather. I will wear this anytime I'm craving it, but cold weather is a good time for this one. So again, this is Bon Couture by Viktor and Rolf. The next fragrance I have here is Rare Tiffany by Afnan. And this one is a great cheapy gourmand. You have rose, you have jasmine, you have ylang. This also has notes of sandalwood, ginger, pink pepper, caramel, and vanilla. This is such a stunning fragrance. Oh my gosh, I love the composition of these florals with these gourmand touches. The caramel and the vanilla are exquisite. They give a sweetness to this fragrance. It's not overbearingly sweet because the florals do come through. And you get such a nice mix of both. The two collide, you get the best of both worlds. So if you love florals and you love your gourmands, this is so intoxicating. Ginger and the pink pepper keep it a little zesty, maybe a little spicy, just a touch, nothing too much. It tones down the sweetness. This is such a beautiful one that could be worn year-round in my opinion. Again, this is Rare Tiffany by Afnan. The next fragrance I have here is Roses Berberanza by Maison Lancôme. This fragrance is just so beautiful. I hope they don't discontinue it, or if they did, I hope they bring this back. I don't know if I'm going to go through this whole thing anytime soon, but I wore the heck out of this last winter. Every time we had a really cold day, I would wear this day and night. Oh my gosh, this smells like the most incredible Turkish dessert. This has damask rose, this has notes of pistachio, raspberry, there's ginger, there's hazelnut, you get honey, you get rum, you get vanilla, saffron, and violet. This composition smells a bit boozy. It's very sweet, very syrupy, very dense. This is very decadent, very sweet. You really have to like your sweet fragrances to appreciate this one. This is really toothache inducing. This is that kind of a sweet. This is your next level sweet. This is probably my sweetest gourmand fragrance in my collection, but I absolutely adore the composition of the rose, the nuttiness, the booziness. It all comes together beautifully, and like I said, this reminds me of a Turkish dessert. I absolutely love this and wear this in the cold. This is Roses Berberanza by Maison Lancôme. The next fragrance in my lineup is Contrario by Tiziana Terenzi. This was the first Tiziana Terenzi fragrance that I had purchased. And this is the most gourmand from all the fragrances I own from this house. This has notes of cacao pod, malt, there's vanilla, it's orchid, tonka bean, sugar cane, hazelnut, and sandalwood. This smells like walking into the most fragrant, delicious bakery. As I walk into this bakery, I picture rows of tiramisu, sweet bread, croissant, just delicious baked goods, and I picture coffee brewing. Although this doesn't have a coffee note, this has the hazelnut note. I love my hazelnut flavored coffee. So when I'm smelling this hazelnut, it tricks my mind into thinking there's coffee. I absolutely adore this fragrance. It's not overly sweet. It's a very interesting one. I really enjoy this with the colder weather. I think this is a perfect time to start wearing this one. Again, this is El Contrario by Tiziana Terenzi. The next fragrance I have is Invite Only Amber 23 by Kayali. This is a newer one to my collection. This was released very recently. And this has the most decadent notes. This has sour cherry, tobacco, honey, chocolate, hazelnut, Ceylon cinnamon, May rose, damask rose, amber, and agarwood. So smelling it out of the bottle, I immediately smell the honey and the sour cherry. Those are notes that are prominent to me. Oh, this is so exquisite. Oh, you guys, this fragrance just makes me want to lick my hand. I'm getting some cinnamon. I do get that sour cherry. I get that honey. I smell that tobacco leaf, which I adore. I love a nice tobacco. Oh, and they're all blended in so beautifully. They create some kind of a scrumptious smelling dessert, which I can't pinpoint. It also smells nutty from that hazelnut, again, a note which I love, and I'm thinking of coffee. I'm associating it with a coffee scent. This reminds me, I will be making my favorite fragrances that have the coffee note video, which I will be posting sometime later in the week or next week. But I have to make that one because coffee is a must on this channel. Coffee is part of my everyday life. I live it, I breathe it. I love it in my fragrances. This scent is just so sexy, it's inviting, it's delicious. It's a beautiful interpretation of amber. I absolutely love this one. And I look forward to wearing this in cooler months. And this is Invite Only Amber 23 by Kayali. The next fragrance I have here is Rouge Saray by Atelier Deux. This is such a delicious date and cinnamon fragrance. I have been on the hunt for a date fragrance and I found this, and it was during the summertime, which of course was not the best time to wear it, but I did wear it because I love the scent. I love the little sparkles here in the bottle. This has notes of plum, cinnamon, there's jasmine, there's dates, there's patchouli, heliotrope, Peru blossom, vanilla, and sandalwood. And this is sweet. It's intoxicating. This is cloyingly sweet. I would think that the patchouli would take away and temper down some of the sweetness, but no. This fragrance is very sweet. It's probably the second sweetest in my collection after Rose's Berberanza. It's so beautiful. You get the dates, you get a little bit of the plum, you get some cinnamon. I love the dry down. I love when that sandalwood and the vanilla come through. It's just such a cozy, soothing, delicious smelling fragrance. It smells edible. This is really yummy. And again, this is perfect for cold weather. It's great for this time of year going into winter. This is just absolutely delicious. This is Rouge Saray by Atelier Deux. The next fragrance I have is Unknown Pleasures by Kerosene. This is just such a quintessential fall winter fragrance. This smells like Earl Grey tea with lemon squeezed into it. This has honey, this has bergamot, tonka, there's caramel, there's vanilla, and there's a waffle cone fantasy note in this. So essentially it feels like you're sitting at a cafe and you're having a waffle with honey and maple syrup drizzled on it, and you're drinking Earl Grey tea with freshly squeezed lemon. The lemon in this is so realistic and it just smells soothing, it smells comforting, it smells delicious, it's sweet but it's not super sweet because of that lemon. You get that citrus, it's bright, it's fresh. And again, this one I do wear in the summertime, not as much as I do in the winter, but because of that lemon note, because it is citrusy, it's safe for summer. It's not going to choke anyone out. It doesn't get too cloyingly sweet, and I think like it's perfect for year round. Again, this is Unknown Pleasures by Kerosene. Next fragrance I have is Greenwich Village by Bond No. 9. And this one is so good. So this one has your notes of lychee, cassis, mandarin orange, there's peony, there's water lily, there's jasmine, abroxan, praline, vanilla, and oak moss. It has such a pretty, fresh, fruity opening. I love these fruits that come through, and as it dries down, it gets sweeter and more gourmand. It goes through a few stages, so it opens up very fresh and fruity. Then you get those florals in here, and the dry down is absolutely delicious, sweet gourmand. And this is where you get your praline note, but you also get the oak moss, which keeps this from becoming too cloying. It doesn't get too cloyingly sweet. It's just right, just there. That's why this fragrance was so perfect for me to wear all summer long. I wore this fragrance pretty much to any occasion, any type of outing. This never got too much or too cloying or too heavy because it mixes just the right amount of fruits and the flowers and the gourmand aspect. So it's just this beautiful composition, which I'm also going to enjoy wearing into winter time. And I'm wearing this now during fall. I feel like this is such a versatile fragrance. It could really be worn anywhere, anytime. And the performance on this is excellent. I absolutely adore this one. Again, this is Greenwich Village by Bon No. 9. And the next fragrance I have is Deux by Afnan. Just like the rare Tiffany I talked about earlier, this is a great cheapie. This one has notes of strawberry, there's dark chocolate, cherry, raspberry, vanilla, spices, and patchouli. And this smells so decadent, so divine. I love the patchouli in this because it grounds the whole composition and it gives it lasting power. This has great performance. And the patchouli doesn't come through that much. It's not super prominent, but it's there just enough, giving it a sexy vibe, making it more mature smelling. I think this is so sensual. And this is great for a date night, especially in the cold weather. If you're going out, this will mingle beautifully with the cold, fresh air. Oh, I love this one. Again, this is Deux by Afnan. The next fragrance is Explicit by Ex Nihilo. And this is one I also ended up getting in the summertime and didn't get to wear too much because clearly this is more of a cold weather scent. There's notes of nutmeg, pink pepper, there's praline, peony, lily, petalia, sandalwood, amber, and vanilla. This is such a beautiful amber sandalwood fragrance. It's very gourmand. It has that praline note. I love what the nutmeg adds to it. It makes me think of the holidays, makes me think of winter time. It's sweet, but not cloying. I absolutely adore this fragrance. I can't wait to start wearing this soon when it gets really cold out. I feel like it's gonna perform the best in the cold weather. I cannot wait for this. I am so excited to have this. I think it's such a beautiful fragrance and I think it leans unisex. It's not extremely feminine, but it's like perfectly down the middle unisex. I think a man could totally rock this one. So these were my 10 gourmand fragrances. That completes my video for today. I'd like to know what your favorite gourmand fragrances are. Let me know down in the comments below if it's any of these, if you have different ones. I love hearing from you. I thank you all so much for watching and I'll see you back here soon. Take care.